Well, hello everyone. Good morning, and thank you so much for joining the session on getting started with Adobe Express. We'll be here for an hour, and I'll be walking you through the tool, which is Adobe Express. And what I'm going to do here, and I'm going to say, Valentin, I don't know if you can do this for me, Valentin, but I have a link if you are able to share that. I just dropped it
Sure.
into the chat right there.
I'll
This
keep on
link.
sharing it. Yeah.
Okay, this link will get you to this slide, this web page that I'm sharing right here. This is just information about the session specifically for you all. And so you can scroll through there. That has all my info. And this is what I'll be using to present. But also, Valentina, I'm also going to drop this in the chat there as well. This is a link to a Padlet specifically for your team or for your district, I should say. So let me go ahead and get that for you. Drop it here in just a second. Let's go ahead and let's see here. It didn't add the. Let's try that one more time. Copy that. Let's see here. Always have to check this here. All right, just a couple things out of the way there. Excellent. So, all right, everyone. Well, we'll go ahead and get started because we're already 2 minutes in here. So, first off, if you weren't in the last session in the keynote, just a little introduction. I'm with the Adobe Education and Community team. My role is to help and support districts across the country, but specifically, I'm supporting the central Midwest area of the United States. So Texas, has me very busy. It's very fairly good size, and then all the way up to Minnesota, up to the Dakotas, and so I hope you are uh, you've enjoyed your summer and get ready for a new school year. So um, what I'm going to be sharing with you is the tool Adobe Express. And again, I dropped this into the chat for the team to share. This link will get you to this page that I'm going through. But if you've not used Adobe Express, I'll just give you a quick background about Adobe Express. At one time, it was called Adobe Spark, and it was renamed to Adobe Creative Cloud Express, and now it has been renamed to Adobe Express I would say a good year now. Just make it easier for everyone to access and find it. It is a web-based tool. It is browser-based, so Chromebooks on a Mac, on a PC, as long as you have a browser, this you'll be able to use the tool. It is optimized for the Chrome browser, so you do want to be using it on your Chrome browser. And what I'm going to be sharing with you, it's like demoing is a word, is Adobe Express Beta, which has been released about a month and a half or so. And we've had some districts that have uh, activated the Adobe Express Beta version. The beta will become the official Adobe Express during this back to school time. We don't have a specific date when that will happen, but I will be sharing with you the beta version, which will eventually be the new version of Adobe Express. If any of you have previous projects in the original, we call it the legacy Adobe Express, they will be transferred into the new Adobe Express. So there's no fear of losing your projects. And so with Adobe Express, you can create graphics, web pages, and you can also create videos with it. And today we're going to work on three. I'm going to have you create three three separate projects. So you'll leave today having created three separate ones. I'm going to go a little quick here for the first part, just to get us into the tool itself, because I want to make sure we have enough time. But briefly, just share about visible thinking is a tool like Adobe Express just allows students to visually share their learning with you, or for you to share your thinking visually with others using a picture, a diagram, a video, some sort of infographic, to be able to share and understand complex information. And that's just the way our brains are wired. Whenever you go to a fast food a coffee shop, anywhere, even when you're shopping for clothes, you're always going to see visuals along with the price. The price will be very, very small because you want your attention to the visual. You're always going to see visuals along with some text. But I think as human, it's human nature to always go to the visual. We're going to see the picture. Oh, that's a really cool set of tennis shoes. I want some of those Nikes. Or you're like, oh, that mocha latte frappe frappuccino, that looks delicious. I want that. I totally made that up. So it's not a drink. But we're visually wired like that, so we're able to grasp information quickly based on what we see visually. And so a tool like Adobe Express allows you to do that. And just going to show you a few examples here. These are graphics that were made in Adobe Express, and now we're going to dive in here and have you create in Adobe Express. So if you have this page, um, it was shared with you all. If not, I'm also going to drop this in the link here. Let me go ahead and copy this address, and Valentin, if you can, if there's a way you can share that with everybody. I don't know if you all have access to the chat there, but that last link is this right here. Oh, first off, before we actually have you click that, I'm sorry, I got to back up a little bit, rewind a little bit. Is how do you get how do you get into Adobe Express? So I'm not sure how in your district, if you have a portal of some sort, if you have a either use Clever or ClassLink, or there's like a special website where you go to access all your digital tools in your district. You'll want to go there to access your Adobe Express tool. So that is probably the best approach for you all to access Adobe Express. The other option is to head over to the address, which is called newexpress.adobe.com. And you can also, actually, let me log out. I don't know if you all use Google to sign in, or if you use your platform, which I would say would probably be your best option, is to use your PD portal or whatever tool you use to log into Adobe Express. Otherwise, if you have Google in your district and you're all set up, you can sign in with Google as well. So but let me run through here, and I should have already been logged in here. Bear with me for 1 second. There we go. So I'm now in Adobe Express here. This is the landing page. So this is the all new latest and greatest Adobe Express. If you've used the original version, you're going to see similarities as far as where menus are located over here on the left. But up here, you see it says Adobe Express Beta. And so let's see here. We have, let's see, if anybody can let me know in the chat, do you have a PD portal or do you have a place to log into Adobe Express? If there's a page where you go to, great. That'll just, that way I can know. That would help. Otherwise, I will just continue here. So we have this, as I mentioned, your landing page to Adobe Express. Awesome. Thank you, Vanessa. So hopefully you're able to follow along and work on the project. So the if in the chat, let's see here. I was going to say it is right. If you scroll up a bit, it says there's going to be, and let me go ahead and just drop it in right now so you can see that. That way everybody can access it. So this is it's going to be the link, this one that I just dropped in there. That is the link. If you can click that, if you're able to click that, it's going to open up this template into your account. This right here is now in your account. So when you click on that link that I shared, or if you click on the link right here from the page, this is called an identity graphic template. So now this is mine. So now if you were in my keynote, we talk about remixing. That's what we're going to do. We're going to remix this. So the first thing I do in this project is up here on the top left corner, you see the logo, it says beta, untitled. when you click in there, you want to rename your project. I'm going to call this Claudio Graphic ESJA. Now I'm naming it that because I have a lot of these projects already made. So there we go. Now, the reason you want to get into the habit and get your students into the habit of this is your first step when you get into Adobe Express and open a project, name the project, because it could easily happen. You start to manipulate the project or start creating and close out and you don't name your project. It is saved, but then you're going to have if you start to have created a lot of projects, it's going to be hard to find it. So naming the project is your first best practice. So go, if you have not done so, click up here and rename the project. And as I mentioned, this is now in your account. This is your copy of it. It is now yours. And so we're going to start remixing this project. We're going to start changing this up and, like I said, make it our own. So the first thing we'll do is, as I click around the project, I want you to look on the left-hand column. Here's what happens. The menu will change depending on what you click on. So if you notice right now, everything that I've been clicking on still says text over there on the left-hand side. But now when I click, for example, on the circle, now the menu changes. It says this is an ellipse. This is a shape. This is also an ellipse or a shape. And then if I click on the bicycle, the menu changes to icon. And here we have the ice cream, the pizza. All of these are also icons. Also, if you notice, as I click through, each object that I click on is activated. It is, you see a blue bounding box. This is called a bounding box. And then each of the shapes has I call these handlebars because you can handle it and you can move it around, resize it. Whoops. Let's try that one more time. So you can resize that. You can reposition it by clicking and dragging. So anything is movable. And then lastly, we have the picture of Mina. This is Mina Thomas. This is all about her. This is her identity. She's taught over 500 students. She has her biggest success is teaching first grade, her favorite foods. So we're going to remix this and make it your own. And so let's go ahead and start. So if I click here where it says over 500 students taught. So in order to edit that text, what you'll want to do is like click 2 times, click. And now I can click and select it all, or I can use the shortcut Control A or Command A if you're on a Mac. And now I can go ahead and begin typing. Over 1,000 teachers trained. So if you have this, your own copy of this on the screen, or if you're just kind of following along watching, that's fine. You can go ahead and edit yourself. My favorite subject is not art. My favorite subject is, oops, it's undo. There's an undo button here at the very top. And so if you're an art teacher, please don't hate me because I said it's not my favorite subject. I do like art, but it's not my favorite. Photography is my favorite subject. So there we go. My favorite subject is photography. And so there you see that as I start to type, these items begin to change. I do like cycling. I'm just going to go ahead and change up here. When he isn't teaching, he is writing. And I'll say when he isn't, let's say filming, because I do a lot of filming here in my office. So there we go. Cool. So I've got a few changes. I'm not going to go through and change every single little thing because of time, but I'm going to go to the next piece here, which is favorite food. I do love pizza. I'm a pizza fanatic. The only thing is I have to be careful not to eat too much pizza. I think, too many carbs. So, but it is one of my favorite foods. As far as rice, it's not one of my favorites. So what I'll do here is delete the chopsticks, and I'll delete the bowl of rice. I'm also going to delete the ice cream. I do like ice cream, but it doesn't always agree with me. So here's what I'm going to do. So where do I go get other icons? Over here on the left-hand side, we have these options, these menu options. This one right here, that's called elements. If you notice when I hover, it says search for thousands of curated elements. I'm going to click on elements. And then up here at the top in elements, you're going to see design assets, backgrounds, shapes. These are where you have circles, triangles, flowers, geometric shapes, hearts, and so on. So think of these as like your simple shapes. And then if I click on this arrow, it'll take me to icons. Now, icons are all these types of graphics or images. Think of it. We don't call them clip art. We call them icons, but that's the analogy. So here we go. I like pizza. My other favorite food is hamburger. So, excuse me. I'm going to go ahead and pick this hamburger here. So I'll click and I can drag this over to the screen right here. And now I'm going to use my handlebar and make that hamburger, instead of jumbo, make it a little smaller. And also, if you notice, when I brought that shape in, it's not the same color as my project here. It's black. So that's easily edited. I'll click on fill. And let's see here. We'll up here at the very top, whenever you click on fill, right up here, there's this little dropper. If you click on that dropper, you see this, like, it looks like a magnifying glass. This allows you to hover over everything and change the color. So I'm going to click on her scarf, and now my hamburger is the same color as her scarf. All right, let's continue with elements here. Instead of hamburger, it's not Tuesday. The tacos, it's not just for Taco Tuesday. Taco any day. Let's go find a taco. Click on this taco here, and I'm going to drag it over here. And we're going to do the same thing. I'm going to resize this. And we're going to change the fill color. Go to the eyedropper, our color dropper, and let's change it. Okay, now we got something that's matching there. So I've changed some icons. I've changed some text. I didn't change any shapes. I think I'm going to leave the shapes the way they are. I love the heart and the circle. But if I wanted to bring another shape in, I'll go back to elements, go back to shapes. Let's uncheck this. And then if I click on rectangle, I can drag it out here, and here it is, the same thing. And I can move it around the screen. Also, I wanted to point something out. Over on the right-hand side, right here, these are your layers of items on your project. Everything that you add on your project is living on a separate layer. So think of it as a hamburger or a sandwich. This is a jumbo sandwich because it's got lots of layers. You know, your lettuce and tomatoes and so on. Whenever you bring in an object, it's always going to go to the very top. It's going to be your highest in hierarchy. So this box, first off, it's black. Let's change it. Let's go to the color, and let's go with yellow. And so now I move this yellow box, but it's I'm going to put it right here, but it's blocking where it says loves reading books. So here's a quick fix is I can do two things. I could either click and drag the box here and move it down, or I can grab the text and move it up. Now the text is in front. So just resize that, make this box slightly bigger. There we go. Now we're in business. There we go. Perfect. Okay. Last thing I need to do, well, not last thing, but the next thing I need to do is I'm going to remove Mina's picture. Mina's very photogenic, but this is my project. This is about me and not her. First off, where it says, who is Mina Thomas? I'm going to click in here. And I'm going to type in who is Claudio Zavala Jr. And after I type, I'm going to adjust this box. There we go. Now my name fits in that box. Okay, Mina, I'm sorry, but I have to replace your picture. So here we have Mina. And over on the left-hand side, we have all these options for Mina. So here's a little thumbnail for Mina up here in the top left corner. Right next to it, there's these menu options, these little buttons here. And each of them will do a different action. I want to click on this first one, which is called replace. And what that means is I'm going to replace Mina's picture with a different picture. While I'm in here in the photos, these are all free photos that you have access to as part of your Adobe Express accounts. You're able to use any of these photos royalty free. So if your students create projects and they share them, if they print them out and they go to some contest or whatever, but you share them out on social or you send it out to your parents, you print it out, you have permission. There is no copyright strike that you or your students will get because all of these images are royalty free. They are within the Adobe Express account, so you have access, and they're also filtered for your students. So your students will see different content opposed to someone who's not in education. They'll see different photos. So it is filtered by age. So in this here, instead of searching a photo, I'm going to upload a photo from my computer. So bear with me for a second. You may not see what's happening now. I'm actually going to my desktop and looking for a picture of myself. Okay, I just found a picture. There's my picture, and I'm just going to wait a little bit. Boom. Look at that magic. Let's go ahead and move this. I have to fix this here real quick. So these right here are crop marks. There's my picture right there. So there is an, I think Lauro, I think it's talked about in the beginning. We heard about AI. This is AI that is happening right here. It is analyzing my picture and removing the background. Let me show you the original picture. There's the original picture right there. Whenever you bring a picture in Adobe Express, now the reason why it removed it is because Mina's picture already had that effect. But if you bring in a brand new picture and you click on the picture, there's a menu option right here that says remove background. When you choose that, it removes the entire background from your photo. This is wild and this is amazing. If you think about the possibilities of your students creating content, they can take a picture of themselves, superimpose it somewhere else in the world. I mean, they could literally say, hey, look, I was at the beach in Hawaii, and they could just have a picture of Hawaii in the background. They can create stories like this, put themselves in anywhere and create a story with their picture just by removing the background. You can also highlight student work. Maybe you were creating like student of the week, take their picture against the background in your classroom, remove that background, and then highlight the student. So that is a feature called remove background. And so your next step here is what you'll need to do, or what you can do is, so I've got this picture and the pink and the yellow is just not my jam. It's not my style. And so I want a picture, or I should say, I want colors that complement what I'm wearing here. And so to do that, up here at the very top, you have these menu options right here: resize, theme, and background color. I'm going to choose theme. And all of these are AI generated colors that complement each other. And there's categories. You have bold, classic, professional. I just scroll down. My favorite category, this is just my favorite right here, retro. If I click on view all, these are all like retro colors, like from the summer of 80s and 70s, just some really cool looking colors. And so when you scroll through and you find the color you like, so hey, this one looks almost just like my shirt and it's got my skin tone. Like, how convenient there. Perfect. So what I'll do is I'll click on it and I'm going to count down in 3, 2, 1. And look at that. My project now has a different look. Now it's not this pink color. Now I've got this, it matches my shirt. And then when I scroll to the top, here's my color theme. And this little shuffle button will do this. If I shuffle through, it'll shuffle through the colors, rearranging them. And you can keep doing that until you find the combination that you like. I'm going to go ahead and leave it like that right there. And now what I'll do is my next step is to not share, but to download this project here. So I'll come up here to the top right corner and choose download. And you have these options, a PNG. If I click here, you can do JPEG or PDF. This may get too technical for you all, unless you know about these terms. PDF is best for printing. I'm not going to print this. This is going to go on the web. So I'm just going to leave it by default and choose download. Now, I didn't mention this at the beginning, but whenever you're working in Adobe Express, everything is being saved in the cloud. So all your projects are saved in the cloud. The only time the project will live on your device is when you download it, like I just did right now. And so why will I download it? So that I can upload it to either Google Classroom or Canvas or Schoology, whatever LMS you may be using or system. Your students can send it or upload it and send it to you. The other option is to share this. You click on share, and there you have these options: publish to the web. And when you click on publish to the web, right here it says publish a link. Right here you can see there's a blue box that says publishing your design. What is happening is Adobe Express is creating a link. There it is. It's ready. I'm going to copy that, and let's go ahead and open a new window. We're going to paste that link. That link right there is unique to my project. Here's the name, Claudio Graphic PSJA, made with Adobe Express. This is my project. This is an actual web link. So if your students are creating work and you want them to send you their project instead of downloading, they can just click on share and then publish to the web, and it creates a link. And again, here it is again. You can copy, they can copy and send to you. So a nice way of saving storage space on a device, so they're not downloading tons of projects and then they run out of space and their computer starts to slow down or their device starts to slow down. That's a great option. You can copy that link and send it off in whatever tool or system you all use to send your project. So give me 1 second. Oh, so we're going to move on from the graphic piece here. If you did create as I was working, if you happen to work on yours as I was demonstrating, do me a favor. I'm going to have you do this. Let's go back to my project. I have a special website for you. Let me copy that one more time. It's a bit.ly. Whoops. Let's go back here. It's a bit.ly PSJ Express it. PSJA Express it. All right. I'm going to drop this here once again. If you happen to create one, let's see what. Oh, great question, Dulce. So let me just, I'll answer that in just a quick second. If you created, go ahead and if you downloaded it, I have a special, like I said, this is a special Padlet for you. Feel free to share it. Click on the plus sign here and either upload the download that you created, or you can add the link if you are sharing it. So while you're doing that, the question, would publishing to the web make it accessible by anyone? It is a public link. However, it is not a searchable link. So here's what that means. Your student A creates a project and they create a published link. They send you that link. That is a public link. Anyone can see it as long as the only way that they'll see it is if they share. So if student A shares it with student B and student B with C, D, E, then it'll, it goes viral between them. Yes, because they're sharing it. However, I can't go on Google and search for that project. It's not going to be, you can't search like Claudio's project and find it. It's not a searchable project. So yes, it is public, but it is not searchable. The second question, is the project saved in real time while you're working on it? The answer is yes. As far as what is the periodically, like, I think it's every 5-10 seconds that's happening. So let me go back to my project. Here's a little icon right here in the top. There's a little cloud right there. So as I start to work, let me see if you take a look at this little cloud up here. Let me just edit this right here really quick, or success learning. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, it's just happening as it's going. So sometimes there's a little circle in that cloud, but it is periodically saving, and so it is in real time. Yes, great question, Dulce. Thank you. Okay, so again, if you happen to work on one, please drop it into that Padlet. I would appreciate it because I always like to share people's work. So feel free to do that. All right, we're gonna move on to video next. And so within Adobe Express, you're able to create some amazing videos. It's a great video tool. So let me just jump back over to my page here and talk quickly about video, and just why video is a powerful tool for storytelling in the classroom. First off, think from experience. So I was when I was, my parents were both born in Mexico, and I was first generation born in the U.S. My first language was Spanish, and so when I went to school, I knew a little English, just enough to make me dangerous, but mostly because I watched a ton of cartoons as a kid. But I was learning English as I was growing up and going to school. Uh, Writing was not my strength. Uh, as I got older, it's just never been my strength. I enjoy video as my storytelling tool. Give me a camera, I will create a story and share and recap events. And the video just gives students that opportunity to share their voice in a meaningful way. It's also nice. It's a great tool for problem-based type learning, multi-literacy type of project, and also giving voice to students who have a hard time or struggle, like I did with language, with writing, but also even with individuals that it was not their second language, but struggle with writing because they have maybe a form of dyslexia. And this example right here is from a student. Her name is Ophelia, and they wanted to share a story. They were talking about where they're from, but she had a hard time with the writing part. Well, this is a colleague of mine, a former student of theirs, and they said, well, why don't we use video to tell your story? And so this is from Ophelia.
I am from by Ophelia. I am from Willie Nelson, the stuffed sheep toy, and from the framed photos of my mom and dad and the heart-shaped painted plate. I am from Loving and Kindness and Time to Hit the Hay. I am from the small cherry tree in my veggie garden, whose leaves are beautiful. I am from gardening and sketching and the song Dark Horse. I am from Tia Drea and Grandma Sissy, and my brother's chocolate chip cookies and my dad's bacon. I am from all these moments when I visited my family for Christmas, and every moment I've said is what makes me a part of who I am.
And that's just a great example of giving students voice to share their story. Now that was made when it was Adobe Express, but again, the tool is within here for us to create a video. So I'm going to do a quick demo of video, and you're more than welcome to follow along and create one yourself, I should say. Let me go back up here in the top left corner. When you click on that letter A, that's going to take you back home. And so there is, I'm back on the home screen. And to create a video, I'm going to create one from scratch. So let's go over to, there's an option up here on the top left. The plus sign over here. You can start projects from here. And here's a video option right here. I can use that, or I can come over here to video from right here. Hey, Claudio, what do you want to make? I click on video, and then I have all these video options. There's some that says create from scratch and then browse templates. I'm just going to use the create from scratch option, and it's going to open up into a new canvas. Now it's a video setup. So the editor that you saw earlier when I created the graphic, it looks exactly the same. This is an all-in-one editor, meaning you could either create a graphic or you can create a video. Again, the first thing that you do when you jump into a project, on the top left corner, click where it says Untitled. I'm going to call this Claudio Video PSJA. That way I can find my project later. Excellent. All right. So really quick, what you're looking at on the left-hand column, all of these are stock videos. This is your canvas or your preview window. And you have your menus up here on the top. And then down here at the bottom, there's also, this is called your timeline. This is what you see as the time flows for your video. And then this bottom button here is a toggle switch. I'm turning this on. This will allow you to see all your projects in the layer. Okay, so giving you the quick rundown of the video here. And so now here's the great thing. I love this video tool is like one of my favorites. I love it. I'm so excited about this. So let's say, for example, let's do this. I'm going to let's add a photo. And oh, cool! I saw Miss Garza, Tere Garza. I just saw your graphic pop in on my screen. Yay! Love it. So right here, I'm going to search a photo, and I'm going to just type in classroom and click enter. And so here's all these stock videos of photos. And so let's try to find one. And a lot of the photos here are your traditional, the rows. But I do remember seeing some collaborative spaces. For the sake of time, I'm probably not going to find one, but let's go ahead. Here, we'll use this one here. So here's my photo of my classroom. And on the screen right here, remember, this is your preview window. This is where you preview your video. The picture is too small, so I can do two things. I could either drag it out, or over here on the left hand, this is your menu. I'm going to show you. Let's go right here. Set as the background. Now the picture is in the background. And so the next thing that I can do here, so let me see if I can still have my video here. And so what I'm going to show you, this is like a super amazing. So think about you're doing an introduction video for the first day of school. And so here we go. Let me find my video here. So I shot a video on my phone here. So what I'm doing is I'm going to send it to my computer. So I thought I had it on my computer, but it wasn't there. Okay. You're going to love this. You'll love this. All right. So I got my photo. So far, so good. Now I go to video right here. Media on the left-hand column and in video. And there's all these videos that you can use in your projects. But what I like is, why not use myself? Okay, so here we go. Upload from device. And let's go find my video that I just sent myself. Here we go. Okay. This is a video that I shot on my phone. I just did a selfie video. Shot this video in selfie mode. So let me make this larger. And I'm going to fix the picture here. I'm going to make the picture. So what I did here, let me move this out of the way. I'm clicking on the picture, and then right here in the middle, you can make the picture you can flip it. So the reason why I'm flipping is because in my video, I'm pointing in that direction. So if I hit play, okay, so see, I'm pointing in that direction. I would have been better if I pointed to the right, but you get the idea here. So, okay. Well, you're like, Claudio, that doesn't, you have this wall. Yes, but here's the cool thing. Remember in the picture that I had of my green shirt in the background? Okay. This is now doable in Adobe Express. When you have a video, here's the video. This button right here says remove background. Check this out. I'm going to remove this entire background and it's going to just leave me pointing in that direction. And check this out. It takes a little bit of time. Now, this is AI analyzing my video and it's distinguishing me from the background. Look at that. Now, if I hit play, oh, let's go back. I'm gonna hit play, and I start right about there. So this right here, see this little line that I'm moving along? Okay, I'm gonna slide this until I get to about right there. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to trim this. So see this, when I move my mouse right here, there's a little, I would say a menu or a button pops up. Click and drag this. I'm going to do the same thing here. So now when I hit play, okay, and then I start to walk out here. And then I'm going to trim it right there and do the same thing here. So basically, what I'm basically doing is cutting off the ends. So now when I hit play, and then you're like, well, what are you pointing to, Claudio? Okay, so let's expand on this. First off, on my video, here's everything that I can do to my video. I'm going to mute my video because there's some noise happening in the background. Now you can't hear anything. And so now what I'll do, so from this point, I'm going to go to text. It's a T is for text, and this is how I can add text to my project. Up here at the top, it says add your text. So let me click add your text. And now, let's see. Welcome to Mr. Zavala's classroom. Select it all, and I can change the font. So right here, this is basically like if you had ever used another presentation tool or like a Word or Google Doc, you're able to just select the font that you like, search a font that is appealing. You can make it dynamic. You can space it out. So this is basically a word processing tool here. And let's see, let's make the text white and let's resize it. Now I'm going to get the handlebar. Oops, and we're going to move it right there. And so now when I click play, there it is. It says, welcome to Mr. Zavala's class. Now, it's hard to see. So we're going to do this. Click on the text. Well, let's click out. Click on the text, and then our menu comes up for the text, just like we did for the Mina Thomas graphic. But then we're going to scroll down to the bottom here. Here we have all these effects that we can add to the text. I'm going to go to shadow. There we go. See how now I can read it? See, just add a little shadow. It makes it visible. And I hit play. Yeah, look at that. So now one more thing here. We're going to take it up a notch. All right, let me close out everything. So here we got myself pointing in the direction. It says, welcome to Mr. Zavala's class. Whoops. Let me put it right there. And so here's a cool thing. I'm going back to media. And then we have photos, video, audio. And right here it says upload from device. And then right here it says record voiceover. Check this out. I'm going to click record. And then right there, you'll see this little This is just saying that my microphone is working. You want to avoid from having it in the red. If you don't see the microphone, just click on this little drop down and just choose your microphone. It'll probably be your laptop one. And then you start recording. Click restart, and it's going to count you down. 3, 2, 1. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Mr. Zavala's classroom. All right. Looks like I spoke a little longer than the video. Let me re-record that. I'm going to try to keep it shorter. I'll try it one more time. I'm going to stay within that time limit of 3.9 seconds. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Mr. Zavala's classroom. All right, perfect. So now I hit play. Check this out. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Mr. Zavala's classroom. Ooh, okay. Well, let's delete that. So that's the first scene. And I can continue adding scenes and having other pictures, having other text, and I can voice over what's happening in the video. So that is like a quick look at the video tool. Now, what can you do with the video? Just like we did with the graphic, you can download the video. We have the download option. I'm going to cancel that. Well, let me see how long it takes. I'm going to go ahead and cancel just because of time. Cancel download. And then you can share. You can click on share and publish to the web, just like we did with the other one. Publish the link. And now this project is going to have its own web link. So if your students create videos, they can send you the videos via that web link form. And this could take a little bit of time. So I'm going to leave that there. Awesome. I see some more of those graphics coming in. That's great, everyone. Thank you. Those are awesome. Those are great. Okay, there we go. Here it is. Copy link. So let's take a look. And this is my web link. Here's the web address. There it is. Let's play. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Mr. Zavala's classroom. So like if you make something like this, that you can send it to your parents. You can make a video and then send it to your parents. So that is the video tool. I'll share some resources where that you can learn more about this, but we're going to dive back to the home screen here. So I'm going to click on the home button to take us back to the home screen. And I've got one more feature to show you in the Adobe Express, and that is the web page tool. So here I'm going to click on the plus sign. Excuse me. Click on the plus sign, and in the search box, I'm going to type in web page. All right, and I'll select the first option for web page there. And so this is basically your web page design, and all you have to do is add content to your page. First thing I'm going to reiterate is on the top left, untitled. Click there, type in a name. You want to always do that. There we go. Now, all you have to do is start adding your content. So the key to working with web pages, you can create a portfolio with it, a newsletter, a journal, a recap of a field trip. You really can create any type of web page. The key is curating your content. Have all your pictures that you need, have all the links to videos to YouTube, or whatever you're using, whatever websites, and then having all of your content already typed out. My recommendation is to put it into a Google Doc, put all your content into a folder, either on your desktop or in Google. That way, when you're ready to create a web page, all you have to do is access all your projects. So here, basically what you see is what you get. Add a title. Click there. Claudio's web page, PSJA. Okay, that was simple. You do not have to add a subtitle, but if you wanted to, add it here. The next step is there's this white plus button here. We'll click on there and choose photo. And what we want to do is add a photo to the background here. And again, there's all these different photos, or you can add your own photo if you have one. You can drop that there too. Let me go ahead and let's see, for example, I'll just show you. If I click on here, look at that. It kind of looks like it should be there. I'm going to click and replace. And let me type in, I'm going to type in the word spectrum. And that just gives me a ton of photos, images with colorful swirls. And I'll just pick the one that I like. Uh, something that looks good in the background. Maybe I'll do this one here. There we go. Very cool. Okay. Look how easy that was to create that so far. Just by clicking plus sign, choosing a photo. All right, so here we have another option. Photo, text, we have all these options. Unfortunately, because of time, I only cover two of these just because, again, a time. So I'll click on photo and I'm going to add a photo from my device. Let me go find my graphic. I have one already made. This was one I had already made it beforehand, so I already have it set up. So I add mine here. And then lastly, here in video, unfortunately, this is not available just yet. Let me see. Do I still have the link? Yeah. So if I have this link right here, I can copy it. And let's go back. Ugh, here we go. If I choose video here, you can paste that in here. But we are in beta right now, so it's not going to work. So see how we have an error. But if you have a YouTube video, you can drop that YouTube video in there and it'll embed it into your web page. The other option here that I can use is click on button right here. And I'm going to add that link. I'm going to say Mr. Zavala's classroom. And I'll click on here and save it. So here's Mr. Zavala's classroom. And then here's the next step. I click on share and publish and create link. So this was like maybe 4 or 5 minutes. I just created a web page in 4 or 5 minutes. I'll click on copy. Of course, I didn't have a lot of content to add, but here, just to show you, here is the live web page. This is the live Claudio's webpage, add it here. Here's my picture. I click it, it makes it larger. And then look at this. Here's Mr. Zavala's classroom. If I click that, it opens up to the web video. You can make that link open up to any website. It can go anywhere that you choose to. It is basically your option on how to do that. The other thing is the link that it creates. Let me go back to share, publish to web. Oh, where did it go? Let's see here. Publish to web, republish. Let's do the republish. I got to get that link again. The link that it creates, it's going to be unique for your page. No one else will have the same numbers on it. This is going to be unique. It is not searchable and it will never change. So let's say you create a newsletter and next week you add more content, or your students have a portfolio that they're keeping their work monthly or weekly, or however the frequency is, they can update it by just clicking on the share and it'll republish. And the link again will remain the same. All right. I know that was fast and furious introduction to getting started with Adobe Express. I'm going to click on the home button here. Again, that link that I shared, that bit.ly PSJA Express it, that will be open if you want to add your graphic later on today. Let me go back to this page here. The link that I shared, I'm going to go ahead and drop it right here. This link that I'm dropping into the chat is for this page that I'm scrolling through. So if you want to refer back to this, also, if you scroll through here, I do have a YouTube video on the video tool. So I do go into depth there. I have other YouTube videos that you can refer to that every week I release a video and you can refer back to it. I do share it. I do have some teachers in some districts that have that have used it with their students, so they actually have their students watch it to learn how to use it. So you can do that as well if you would like. And what I'm going to ask, if I do believe you have like a checkout there, but if you would do me a favor, is I do have a survey. This is for me, for the Adobe side. This is not for your district, but this one right here. If you would head to that, I'm going to go ahead and see if I can copy that and drop it into your chat there. This is basically the survey for me right here. Oh, there it is. If you do me a favor of filling that out for me, I would greatly appreciate it. It would be very kind. And also, if at any time you ever want to reach out and you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me as well. I'd be glad to support you and help you out virtually. I can connect as well. As long as I'm available, I'd be happy to do it. Also, be on the lookout. If you are on social media, um, if you share any content, please do tag us. I'm dropping in the hashtag right there, Adobe EDU Creative. That will always that tag will always allow us to see the content that's shared, and we always love to promote what you all are doing, the fantastic work that you do in your classrooms, your students do. We love highlighting student work and teacher work, so please do tag us if you happen to be on social.